Welcome to Evolve Edutainment, and here on this channel you learn how to learn. So far in the series of videos I have explained, listening is a skill and you can improve your learning capacity by 80 to 85% just by being an active listener. I have also explained that if you are a good listener, there are tremendous benefits. You can learn the active listening skills by the PAR technique, where P stands for preparing your mind, A stands for active listening, and R stands for review. To become an active listener, you have to prepare your mind for listening, and you can prepare your mind in many ways. To learn it, please watch the other videos. I'll leave the link down here in the description. Here in this video, I'm going to explain the A and the R of PAR technique. So here is how you can learn to be an active listener. Number 1. First of all, you have to understand the difference between listening and hearing. Hearing is automatic. You hear noises all the time. Clock ticking, children playing, traffic noise, or the hum of a crowd. But listening is a conscious choice. Listening is where you put your attention. So if listening is not hearing, it means you can hear your tutor without listening to the tutor. Listening needs more attention. When you listen actively, you connect with the speaker. If you listen to a sad story, you feel the agony. If you're listening and you find something funny, you truly laugh. If you agree to the speaker, you slightly nod your head. So listening is like experiencing the situation that the speaker is trying to present. But listening is not easy. Most of us have habits of getting too much caught up with our own experiences and emotions. In simple words, we get distracted. When that happens, we start hearing and not listening, which means the speaker's voice degenerates into background noise and we zone out. That's where you have to catch yourself to break the cycle of old self. Let me give you an example. I had a student who had a habit of biting his nails, and that was an automatic behavior, and he wanted to get rid of it. He didn't even realize that he was doing it. So I explained him that he can get rid of his habit by becoming aware of it. So all he had to do was to be aware that he was putting his hand in his mouth and stop. And simply by becoming aware, he broke the cycle of his automatic behavior. Similarly, for active listening, first of all, you have to become aware that your attention is shifting from listening to hearing. Catch yourself getting distracted and bring back your attention to what the tutor is saying. Number 2, relate to your real life events. This may sound funny, but today we live in an age where we have options to switch. Let me clarify. When you are watching a TV and you did not like the show, you switch the channel. When you didn't like a Facebook post, you switch to another one. Or if you're watching a YouTube video, you can go to the next one. Unfortunately, there is no switch button in the classroom. The habit of switching doesn't work in the classroom. You cannot just give small attention to what the tutor is saying, and if you couldn't understand, you cannot just switch to another tutor. It is never going to happen. So what can you do if it is boring? You have to develop a habit to giving your 100% attention to what the tutor is saying. You can do that by relating to what the tutor is talking about to your own real life event. The best listeners look for connections between the information they listen to and their own experiences. If you connect what the teacher talks about to your own interests, then class becomes more relevant to you. You become personally involved. For example, if the tutor is talking about the relationship between the mass and the gravitational force, that the greater the mass is, the greater the gravitational pull will be. So if there are 4 students in the classroom, student 1 who loves rock climbing can relate this to his own experience. He related this to his climbing experience that it was difficult for him to climb with a heavy bag. So that was the reason. Student 2 goes to gym and relates this fact with weightlifting. Student 3 relates this to the balloon in her birthday. She understood that the balloons got bigger in size though there was no mass, so that the gravitational pull was really low. Student 4, however, couldn't connect to what the tutor said. She wants to be a musician. She noted down the information from the board but didn't relate the information to her own experience. So the discussion doesn't interest her. Therefore, she struggled to stay focused in class and forgot most of what she heard. Number 3. Do the listening exercise. Practice dictation. This may sound simple, but this is an extremely efficient way to improving your listening capacity. In a classroom, you cannot take the notes real time. You have to take the notes from what you listened at least 50 to 20 seconds ago and still keep up with what the tutor is saying. So the whole point here is to develop the skill to keep the words in your mind for a longer period of time. So how you can practice this? You can ask a friend to say 4 to 5 unknown 8 to 18 word sentences, and when your friend finishes saying, you have to write the sentence exactly the way it was without making any mistake. You can even practice it without a friend if you can do it from a video. Just repeat the same process. Listen one sentence, pause the video, and try to write it exactly the way it was. Initially, you'll make mistakes, but gradually you'll be able to hold words in your mind for a longer period of time. Then you can practice the same with longer sentences. Number 4. Listen as if you're hunting for clues to show up in the test. In a normal class, teachers cover at least 10 to 15 questions that may show up in the exam. Your job is to hunt for the clues. The clues could be in the form of definitions, lists, comparisons, superlatives, questions that the tutor repeatedly asks, or the information that the tutor wants you to pay attention to. Definitions are when the teachers define the specific term. List will be in the form of 7 types of something, or here's a list of XYZ. Comparisons will be like, what's the difference between the climate and the weather? Superlatives will be like the most important of something, or the first of something, or the last of something. So you have to be really careful with those information. Number 5. As I have explained in my previous video, that true listening is a difficult job. With friends, the listening comes naturally since you like the topic. However, listening to the tutor for a long time and giving your 100% is more one-sided, and the topic may not be very interesting to you. So you may find yourself leaning back to your chair or starting to make a cozy posture. This is a time when the body wins the battle over mind, and when you sit back and relax, you signal your brain the ongoing topic is not relevant and there is no way that you will be able to remember whatever was being taught. So, if you have to win the battle with the body, you have to fix your posture. When you sit straight and pretend to listen, in case you are feeling bored, try to make eye contact with the tutor. Respond non-verbally by your facial expressions. Show that you are listening. Just by fixing your physical posture, you may be able to win the battle over body and start to pay attention to your tutor. So those were the 5 steps of active listening. Number 1, develop an awareness when you shift from listening to hearing. Number 2, relate listening to your real life events. Number 3, do the dictation practice. Number 4, listen as if you're hunting for exam clues. Number 5, fix your sitting posture. Make eye contact with the tutor and show that you're listening. So this was the A of the PAR technique. Now you have prepared your mind for listening, you did the active listening, and now is the time to review the information. You can review the information by writing summary of what you have listened. The best time to write the summary is right after the class is over. Try to finish the summary within 3 to 10 sentences. This is how you can review the information. So if you are new here, consider subscribing because a lot of edutainment is going on here, and this channel is all about teaching you how to learn. I hope you have a great day and keep learning.